Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to talk about the tragic news that I'm sure you're all aware of at this point. Um, the entire anime community and artist community, manga community, whatever, uh, the uh, the entirety of Mexico, right? And this is huge news, okay? And that is Akira Toriyama's recent passing. Okay, um, I'm not gonna pretend to be like I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, right? But I did watch it as a kid. You know what I mean? I did watch it growing up, and I enjoyed it. I loved Dragon Ball as a kid, and I'm not gonna say like oh it's my favorite series, or like it was like super dear to me, right? But I think it's important to recognize, that he was legendary. Okay, that he, made a huge impact um, for anime enjoyers and obviously for artists. Okay, right, and that's the perspective that I'm going to come at this from. Right, as a fellow artist, as someone who is on this journey. Right, I recognize much like uh, Kishimoto, Oda. Let's see, Takahiko Inoue, right? They all had huge impact on an industry that's all about art. Okay, that's all about passion, right? And mangaka are, I would say, like one of the most resilient and tough types of creators, right? And like they do like an impossible task and are able to still create some of the best stories out there. Okay, and it's all drawn too. So it's like there's the artist part, there's the writing part, and then it's a level of mastery that is hard to achieve. Okay, and you know, um, we lost one of the big ones. We lost like the big one. Okay, let's not even joke around this because like without Dragon Ball, um, the the animes that exist today probably wouldn't be the same way, and the amount of artists that became mangaka would not even be remotely close to what it is today. Okay, the amount of stories that we have, the amount of artists who were inspired uh, by Toriyama and his ability to craft a well told story. Like it's what else am I gonna say? He has a legendary reputation. Okay, um, so right now, I wanted to look at the response from Oda, who is the creator of One Piece, if you don't know, and Kishimoto, who is the Naruto creator. Right? They've left responses. I'm sure you've seen it at this point, but I'm gonna go through it and kind of just give you my reaction to it, right? And maybe we could kind of process this together, right? So this is the first one is Oda, right? It is too early. The hole is too big. Sadness washes over me when I think about it. That I will never see him again. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom in for you guys. Yep. I have admired him so much since I was a child. So I remember the day he called me by name for the first time. On the way home, the day you used the word friend for me and Kishimoto. I remember being overjoyed with Kishimoto. I also remember the last conversation we had. I was one of those who took the baton from the days when reading manga made you a fool, and he created an era when both adults and children could enjoy reading manga. He showed us the dream that manga could go worldwide. It was like watching a hero going forward. For not only mangakas but also creators in various industries, the excitement and emotion of the time of Dragon Ball serialized must have taken root in their childhood. His existence is like a big tree. For manga artists of our generation who stood on the same stage, Toriyama's works became more and more important to me as I got closer to the same stage. I even felt uh, it being scary. But I'm happy to see the aloof man himself again because we love him on a blood level. With respect and gratitude from the creative world he has left behind, I pray for his soulful rest in peace. May heaven be joyous. May heaven be the joyous world he envisioned. Yeah. So that's brutal, man. That's um. This is exactly like what we're talking about. You know, like that he like it's one thing to be a creator, okay? It's another thing to be a creator who creates more creators, okay? And inspires others, right? Like I said, his impact is like it's you can't overstate it, okay? Right? I would say even more than um, some of the other legends that have passed recently, right? I don't want to get into that, right? To compare, it doesn't matter, right? But you know, Dragon Ball's like impact on the world was huge, and he has like things like Dragon Quest, which is also a huge hit, right? Um, the impact of this man is legendary. Like he is a legendary artist that was living up till now, right? And what's important to see is that like that possibility lies within every artist, okay? And of course, we'll maybe never reach that status. Maybe like a lot of us can never reach that status. But the point is that there was someone who did, okay? That there was an artist who did, and maybe 100 years from now, there will be an artist who will be as legendary. But you could even argue that the younger generation who were inspired by him are just will be just as legendary. You know what I mean? We'll have to see in the future. We can't tell right now, okay? But the point is that he left a legacy of inspiration on a scale that is immeasurable, okay? And I think an artist's dream, okay, the reason why we aspire to pursue art is because we see people like this who have crafted these stories that inspired us, and then we get we get interested in the creator, and seeing their journey and seeing like where they go, right? And it's you know it's crazy to see the impact, okay? And you don't really feel it until they die, right? And then you can look at their legacy, right? And what sucks is like I feel like a lot of mangaka are dying recently, and it's brutal, man. You know what I mean? Like it sucks ass. Like I can't even like what am I gonna say? How am I gonna sugarcoat it? Right? It's terrible, and like it makes me like kind of afraid for other mangaka. Like, is the shelf life of a mangaka like from 60 to 58? Right? Um, I don't know. Like I want to be positive about it, but I'm also like pissed that like you know maybe the working conditions. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, dude. Like mangakas, they keep dropping around the same age, and it makes me scared for other artists who are of similar age. You know what I mean? Like from 50 to like 60, like they like or not like late 50s to the 60s, right? So like 58 to 68, I see like so many artists, so many legendary manga who passed away. You know what I mean? For various reasons. You know what I mean? Some from health. The Yu-Gi-Oh creator, he drowned trying to save someone, but he was around like he's like late 50s as well, right? And it's just like what's going on here? Like I don't know. It feels like something beyond us is happening, and it's going for the mangaka, dude, and I don't understand it. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get to Kishimoto's before we get too deep into this, right? Okay, let me zoom in for you. Come on. Oh, it's just zooming in that thing. Whatever. Anyway, I'll just read it. Let me get some water real quick. I'm not gonna edit this. I don't give a shit. Okay, this is too important. Okay. Kishimoto. Honestly, I don't know what to write or how to write about something so sudden. However, for now, I would like to express my thoughts and feelings to Toriyama sensei, something I wish he would have asked me someday. I grew up with Dr. Slump in the lower grades of elementary school and Dragon Ball in the upper grades, and it was natural for me to have his manga next to me as part of my life. Even if I had a bad experience watching Dragon Ball every week, maybe forget about it. It was a relief for me, a country boy who had nothing, because Dragon Ball was really fun. Um, it was when I was a university student. Suddenly, the Dragon Ball uh, that had been part of my life for so many years ended. I felt an incredible sense of loss and didn't know what to look forward to. But at the same time, it was also an opportunity for me to truly understand the greatness of the teacher who created Dragon Ball. I also wanted to create works like yours. I wanted to be like my teacher. As I followed in my teacher's footsteps and aspired to become a manga artist, I felt that feeling of loss began to disappear because making comics was fun. I was able to find new fun by following my teacher, and my teacher was has always been my guide. I admired it. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I would like to express my gratitude to the teacher. For me, he was the god of salvation and the god of manga. When we met for the first time, I was so nervous I couldn't say a word. That I couldn't say a word. However, after meeting him many times at the Tezuka Prize screening committee, we became able to talk. As Dragon Ball children, I and Mr. Oda went back to being children again, and when we talked excitedly about how much Dragon Ball was fun, as if we were competing with each other, I forgot how he looked a little embarrassed and smiled at me. I can't. I have just received the news of the death of my teacher. I feel an even greater sense of loss than when Dragon Ball ended. I still don't know how to deal with this hole in my heart. Now I can't even read my favorite Dragon Ball. I don't feel like I've been able to properly write the sentence that I want to convey to my teacher. Everyone around the world was still looking forward to seeing your work. If Dragon Ball's one wish really comes true, I'm sorry. Maybe that's selfish, but it's sad, Sensei. Thank you, Akira Toriyama, Sensei, for all of your enjoyable works over the past 45 years. And thank you so much for your hard work. We are sure that the remaining family members are still deeply hurt. Please take care of yourself. I pray that Mr. Akira, I don't know why I keep saying Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. Masashi Kishimoto. There you go. That was hard for me to read, dude. That was brutal. Okay. Um, like, I was kind of choking up internally because like, can you imagine the inspiration that these guys had like from Kishimoto to become the artists that they are? You know what I mean? Like, it's so what can I say, dude? What can I say? Like, it's brutal. It's so sad. It's a tragedy beyond words. Um, and like I said, I'm not even like the biggest Dragon Ball fan. You know what I mean? I'm not like I didn't read it like as a kid and like get obsessed with it. Like Kishimoto here or Oda, right? Like, but like it's a great loss, dude. You know, it's a great loss to the world. You know, to the artist community, right? To the mangaka community, to the anime community, to like you know, I saw footage of like people in Mexico, right, having it like this huge screening of some Dragon Ball episodes, and like you know the way it's affected that community, and even like the the amount of generations that he inspired, right? Like all in like one big group. You know, there's like kids, there's adults, there's grandpas, and they all love Dragon Ball, right? And it's with a culture that has nothing to do that had no like had no affiliation with Japan, right? But it's huge in Mexico, right? And seeing them like how it affected them, and I'm like I know the whole country right now is in tatters, dude. Okay, and it's for a Japanese man, like a million miles away, and like, but the story reached them. You know, the story got to them. Okay, the the characters got to them. Okay, like how many people, how many creators today, like who, like let's say, like let's forget about just artists, right? Musicians, um, what do you call it? YouTubers, right? Um, people who are like manga specific creators. You know what I mean, right? People who just cover Dragon Ball. That's it. You know what I mean? They all were inspired by Akira Toriyama, right? People like, I'm sure filmmakers too. You know what I mean? There's so many people who could be inspired by the work, and like, you know, the like even just the themes of endearing, not sorry, not enduring, enduring challenge and becoming stronger, right? Themes that you know are very popular in shonen, but like in Dragon Ball, especially, you know what I mean? Um, God, it's so brutal, man. It's a terrible loss, and you know, the future for art. You know, I think it's not. It's looking bad. You know, it's looking dark. You know what I mean? But I think these creators and their passing, okay, and especially Akira Toriyama and his passing, show the authentic impact that an artist and a dreamer and a story creator can have on the world. Okay? And like I said, most of us will never achieve such things, right? But the attempt, okay, is inspired by creators like this. Okay? The wanting, the trying to achieve a dream is inspired by creators like Akira Toriyama. I just keep fumbling my words. Um, Creators like this come once in a generation, okay? Um, and I hope, and I already feel like he's already passed on the torch to another generation, okay? Simply by his works, okay? And sorry, I'm just so like, I'm feeling emotional, dude. I'm feeling it. I'm like, I don't think I had time to process like the grief for this man, you know. And now it's like not talking about it to you guys. I'm starting to really like feel it in my bones. You know what I mean? Feel it in the body, right? Um, but you know, he's a legend. Okay, he's a legend, and he deserves that title. And the thing is that his works will continue to inspire. Okay, and that is the true mark of a legendary artist. Okay. Um, Akira Toriyama, your loss um, is a huge loss to the world. Okay, and like, you know, he also had more works lined up, and he was really like happy about it. He was really excited about it, and it's just like, you know what, dude? At least he passed, still making. You know, still like, oh, I got those projects. I'm gonna work on this, and then, you know, and like, he's still in the middle of it before he left. You know, it wasn't like, and that's all I feel like for an artist. That's all they could ask for, dude. You know, to die brush in hand, dude, to die pen in hand, you know, right? So, you know, rest in peace, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Like, you know, you're a legend, dude. You know, you will never, your influence will never leave this world. Okay, and if that's not a true mark of an artist, okay, then I don't know what is. Okay, um, yeah, it's brutal, man. I think that's it, man. I think that what else can I say? You know, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. May your works influence 100 more generations. Okay, and more past that. All right.